And I like to really point cut because I like it to be softer. See, when you cut a straight line, it's very rigid. But if you cut a little softness into that hair, it really is much more movable. So when you have layers, they're moving and swinging and swaying. That's something called a brush bob. Let me tell you something really important, what you don't want to do. You don't want to do this. And I want you to tell me why. You guys might not know it all, but if you think about where that hair is going to land, what would be wrong with this section? That would develop a hook, known as a ledge. Are you able to follow me? Right? And now I'll do number 3. And then I'm just still standing behind her on the side, but now I'm gonna pull number 3 up. I actually wanna start pulling it a little bit more, so I would move a little more and go in this direction. And when you check this, you always have to check your haircuts. This way you always know you're on point. Okay, but look where I'm standing. I'm starting to turn behind her will be my next step. Your body position is gonna matter. Just like the beach ball, you're gonna go around her. All right, now we're done with 1, 2, 2, and 3, and 3. Okay, see all those layers in there? Now I'm gonna show you how to check it. Now we're gonna do like a, I wanna say a ladder. Okay, so you're gonna go right here, section 1, pull it all up. And then section 2, pull it all up and check it. And then section 3, check it. That's how you're gonna know you got it. It's that easy. It's so easy. All right, so I'm gonna pull it up this way. Let me just get this out of here. You always gotta make sure that the sectioning is correct, so. All right, look, you can tell I didn't do enough over here. See, this is your best friend. Checking, 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 checking. Okay, so then what would you do? Done. Now I take the next section right in between. Remember, that's section number 2 to check. And you pull it straight up. So you know I'm taking probably the section number 3 because that would be over here. That would be number 3. And then I take the next section, bring it all straight up. And basically you're just holding that and get as straight as you can. Let the comb lead. See how the comb is leading me? And then get that last section. And you know I would point cut this baby to make it softer. Soft, soft, softness. I love softness. And it'll make the layers better too. Now, and then let me see. All right, now I gotta do this side a little bit. And basically too, I'm not a rigid person. I don't like it rigid. I like it very nice and natural and pretty. So here's her layer, starting here, right? And then it comes out. Seeing all those nice layers? See, so wherever you grab that hair, you should be able to see how nice those layers are gonna be. So when you curl it, and you do, it's gonna be great. Now, I'm gonna do 4 and 5 on this side. Are you guys ready to try it? So easy. How easy is this? From a 1 to a 10? Easy. She's like, I could do it. I know I can. All right, now we're gonna take that crown area and take a section from there. See how you can see it right there? Right, there's your section. Okay, get a piece out of the way. And now pull this up. And you have to angle, that's where the ear is. So you gotta make sure you don't wanna do this by that ear. You know why? You'll get a hole. So you're always making sure those fingers are up like that, okay? And now I'm gonna do number 6. Now remember, she had actually, here, she had, you know, an A-line, so this hair is really long in the front. And I didn't really pull it too much in the front, so there's my guide. Look at all that hair coming off, right? It's a little scary. It's like, oh, but let me tell you, it looks great. It looks so good. Now I'm gonna take, now I have number 6, where I could just pull it forward, but I didn't do enough of it before when I did, so I have to just take more off. Now we already did that little face frame. If I wanted to do more, I could do more. So look at, now it's starting to look like my haircut. See how she has the pieces around her face? And then I would take this here, and I would always like divide this in half and pull it forward down. Divide it in half, pull this forward this way. And then this half right here, you just, remember she has a cowlick though, so you're gonna be careful pulling that. You wanna kinda, like, I like to put little bigger pieces right there. See? Alrighty, now I want you to look at the difference. See, because even flat hair looks good if it's layered. It could still be flat, but it still looks so much nicer. I don't really wear my hair flat, but I just did a straight haired video last night because I wanted to show everybody like the wisps and the angles, and you can see a lot more of the layers. When I have a curly, you don't see it as much. I'm still super layered, but it's just for a change, right? So something different. So people always ask me, if you have fine hair, I think they tell you don't layer it because they think it's gonna look finer. I'm like, that's not the case. If you have fine hair, it's gonna give it style, it's gonna give it movement, it's gonna look fuller because you could make it look fuller with brushes and mousse and all that. Otherwise, to me, if it's straight, one flat length hair, it's so flat and there's no style. So that's my opinion for, you know, but I'm the layer girl, so you know I'm gonna love layers. And I have a lot of fine-haired people that get layers, and it doesn't matter, they love it. Now I'm gonna be behind her, okay? Now I'm gonna take a piece on the other side, look at where your guide is. Oh, there it is, but I need this side to go this way. Okay, what number am I on? Good job, good girl, ding, 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 ding. I love it. Okay, the comb guides me now in front of that ear, right? That's number 4. Okay, now I'm gonna do number 5, and because of her one length, she does have 6. And then you guys have, what time? It's only 12 after. You guys got 3 hours to practice this. You guys are gonna rock it. Nice. Okay, so look at, I'm taking all that, remember, because her front was one length. So I'm gonna go to the opposite place, take that section up, and it should be a little on an angle going up. Diana, how well do you think you're gonna learn this?
It looks easy, actually.
Good girl. Honey, so I want you to say, remember, if you think it is or you think it isn't, you're right. So say, that's easy peasy. Just say, that's easy peasy. I got this. You're gonna learn this. Easy peasy. Remember, whatever you think and what you say is what you become. So you're easy peasy. My life is easy peasy. Everything goes easy. Miracle after miracle goes in my life every single day in every single way. I like to say miracles and wonders. I looked up wonders. Wonders are awesome to happen to you every day. Wonders, right? I remember a lady saying that. Listen, I thought, wow. Okay, here we go. Listen, that's a big chunk, but it's got to come off. That's her front, right? Now people will be freaking out. They'd be like, oh my God, but then you're not going to give them the layered look. And that's what happens. Thousands and thousands of people say, no one knows how to layer my hair, because you got to do the system or else it doesn't work. Now, if they wanted longer layers, which I'll show you on yours, okay, now that's short to long. This is the Jaclyn Smith cut. But if you could still use this blueprint, but just, okay, instead of bringing it here, you could have it here. You know what I'm saying? You could have it here. You could have it here. You could have it here if their hair is one length, and then the angle would go here. If we pulled that up because they wanted their hair longer, where do you think, if I had my hair layers here, how long do you think that hair would be? Now listen, I'm gonna go down with you. it would start here. So is her hair going to be really long? She'll probably have hair down to here, but she wants medium to long layers in that hair. Does that make sense? Where we're doing right here. Now let me check the sides. Now the sides I bring up too. And this should be on an angle, but because I gave her longer bangs, and basically I would tell her, hey, listen, we have to cut it a little shorter. And I always say this, a haircut goes in, do you remember? What is a haircut's interval? First 2 weeks too short, second 2 weeks perfect, and third 2 weeks too long. Okay, 6-week haircut. Now, some people go 2 months, or let's say 4 weeks. First 4 weeks is too short. The next 4 weeks is perfect. And then the next 4 weeks is getting too long. So I want to say, that's where you'd have somebody come in 3 times a year. Every quarter, now I'm getting you to expand that mind right now to think. Every quarter you're going to be cutting their hair. But if most of the time, who would get the every quarter haircut? Somebody with shorter hair or longer hair? Tell me why. Why do you think shorter? Why don't you face her? Would they come in sooner or longer? Yes, good girl, you caught it. See, at first you said short hair. No, yes, short hair is what comes in every 6 weeks. They're not coming in every quarter. Why? Because that's a longer time. That's 3 months for a haircut. Longer hair can go every quarter, right? So if somebody has hair down to about here, right? Or about here, they could come every quarter because it's easy to grow in longer hair. Do you understand? Short hair, if they want it that way, every 6 to 8 weeks is as long as it goes. So if it's every 6 weeks, they should be there probably, I would say 6 to 8 times that year to come and get a haircut, right? But it's good for you to be able to pre-plan somebody's haircut, right? So now when we check her too, we're gonna go the ladder on the side. Okay, so I want you to think of a ladder on the side. Take section 1 straight up, take section 2 straight up, take section 3 straight up. And then you're gonna know, now look at right here, you could see I definitely need to angle that more, see it? But that's why checking it is gonna make you an expert. I promise you that. You wanna be an expert stylist. Check, 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 check. And of course, then I would get in there, I would soften, point cut, make it more flexible and willing to not be so rigid. And you could even, I seen a guy one time, he fanned it out. You can like fan that out and you could get in there. And that's what you're making, a fan. Pom-pom. Okay, now I'm taking the last section. So that was 3, that was 1, 2. Now I'm taking the last one straight up. You can't see it, but when I come over there, you'll see it. But you'll see it this way. Right? And now listen, if I want length, I'm gonna leave that. I'm just gonna soften a little bit. Otherwise, she's a perfect on this side. Perfect layered haircut right there. You got that? And I wanna show you one of the haircuts that we just did too, I did with the girls. Now I'm taking the other side. Now listen, this is her heavier side. So you gotta take that into consideration. You're always like thinking about how do I balance something out, right? So let me see, this is here. I'm gonna go here. Now I'm gonna take the next section. She's definitely gonna have to get some cut off because I definitely didn't cut this side as short as I did the other side. And I should really be on an angle this way, like for extra layers. And listen, this is the best part. You're gonna practice, practice, practice to see what that haircut looks like. Sometimes when it's so rigid, you gotta get in there, break it up, break it up. See how I'm just like softening, I'm point cutting, point cutting. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm thinking, did I even do this side? See, now I'm gonna come up here. And you know I don't like rigid lines, so I would come back in. soften, soften, soften. And she's got a lot of hair. I would notch this too, because she has much more hair over here. I would literally take that and I would look at the bend. Don't ever do it by the bend, but you do it after. And you just ever so slightly pick little pieces out, just so it'll be nicer for her. Okay, and even here, I would definitely, now look at how much that changed, right? So I would have to definitely go higher. You don't want to bang that's straight that way. But because she has her hair over to the side, and it's such a thick piece right here, now I'm gonna have to angle this more right here. You always gotta look at the hair when it's done. See how much nicer now? But I still have to like come in here and like, I'd have to do just a little bit more. And then I'm going straight down. And then I would divide this straight in the middle. And get this off. Make sense? All right, hold on, let me just do this back. Now this would be a V. Somebody asked me that, how do you make a V in the back? Really, it's by taking it all here and bringing it all to the front and giving it a real steep angle. That will give you a V in the back. If you want to do a rounded back, you're going to get right in that middle. This is a mohawk section right here. You're going to go in that mohawk section, take the first one, and actually, I'm just going to go a little bit shorter. And then I move it over one. And I don't have the hair wet either. That also will make a big difference. I do dry cuts, but sometimes I like to do wet better. The hair is just a lot more to manage, especially on a mannequin head. So you do one, and then you walk over two, and now I'm on her side for number three, because this would be a rounded back. I like to point cut that. And then I would do the same thing on this side. I'd be moving over, take a step over, and I would blend. See, there's the straight. I would blend this. Okay, but even here, you see that? You gotta be looking too. Let me show you too. If you don't know what to do, get your thinning shears. Take some of that hair out. Like grab it, look at it. See how it broke up that straight line? It's so important to know how to break up a line. Let's just say you had to get in there a little bit more. And now I'm not pulling a lot of weight on there, but see it right there? And you could even do this. I wanted more here. You girls ready to try it?
Yes.
Now look at, right here I could do more. See how I could use my imagination, I could do more right here. I should really have her hair wet, but anyway, it'll just be more. So that pretty angles and layers. And even right here, I still would have to do a little bit more. Yeah, the softer the better when you're laying. You don't want no lines. That's why when you straight cut this, like I think don't straight cut it, because I feel like it's so much more rigid. So it's easier to point cut because it makes it softer. And I didn't lift this up all the way over here. Hold on, let me check this too. The last one. Yeah, and then you also check it like in the front of it. See, but you could even do a whole haircut with just thinning shears. I do. Some people's hair is so rigid that I just do it with a full, see, if you don't want to point cut, it's so much easier to do this. And then you could always take pieces if it's still too thick. That's like the most complaints that I hear is like people don't know how to like thin out hair, and they don't know how to do a good layered, right? Because they could have a lot of hair. All right, it's your turn. Yay! Stay tuned, it's their turn.